Welcome to Minnie's House of Pain, COVID-19 workout number 7. Starting right off with the med ball warm-up, you're going to give us 10 of your best squats. And remember, this doesn't have to be a med ball. This could be a pillow or whatever you'd like it to be. When you're done with your squats, you're going to give us 10 overhead presses. Get those arms fully extended. Push your head through the window there. When you're done with your presses, unlock your knees and push your hips back to the wall behind you for 10 hip hinges. When you're done with your hip hinges, 10 of your best rows. Deep stretch. Pull your implement to your chest. When you're done with your rows, you're going to go right into 10 hip bridges. After your hip bridges, you're going to give me 5 push-ups on each side. Nice deep stretch there. Get those arms fully extended at the top of your push-up. When you're done, on your feet, and 10 squat jumps. Now, if you can't do squat jumps, by all means, just give us 10 of your best squats. "60 seconds of cross jacks. We can easily do jumping jacks or jump ropes, whatever you want to do. Just do it for 60 seconds, one set. Get that heart rate elevated, get that core temperature up as we head into our mobility. Starting again with rolling patterns like we do every day at Minnie's House of Pain. Give us 3 to 5 repetitions. You can go upper body, you can go lower body, you can mix it up. Whatever you'd like to do. If you're going upper body, just remember, make sure we disassociate our shoulders from our hips. What does that mean? That means your shoulders move and rotate first. You're going to go from your back to your stomach. Hips will follow through and rotate second. Some people feel like their spine crack or pop. It feels good for a lot of people. It's like pushing a reset button on your thoracic spine there. Great, great feeling. If you're going to go lower body rolling pattern, your lower body is going to move first. You can do a high kick like Coach Roberto's doing here, or you can do a low sweep across your body. Either way works. If you're doing lower body rolling pattern, make sure those hips move first and the shoulders move second. Got to be smooth. Moving on to our side lying rotations. You're going to lie on your side in the fetal position, those arms fully extended in front of you. You're going to take a deep breath in and open to the opposite side. In this case, Coach Roberto's opening to his right. He's going to touch that shoulder, elbow, and wrist all the way to the ground. We want to touch that ground without lifting those knees or feet that are on the ground. That's easier said than done. If you have to open, it's not the end of the world, but just do your best to keep those knees and ankles flat on the ground. The big thing here, make sure you inhale as you open, exhale as you bring those hands together. We want to fill up that diaphragm and really inflate the rib cage there. Moving on to our half kneeling T-spine rotations. Whatever knee is down, you're going to put that same side of hand down. So in this case, Coach has his left knee down. His left hand is in front of his left knee. He's going to reach through his armpit with his right, and he's going to inhale and he's going to exhale as he opens. Don't try to over rotate, just try to get long. This isn't as aggressive as a quad-ped T-spine rotation, but just because it's not as aggressive doesn't mean it's not as effective. So please don't take this lightly. Make sure you're aligned properly, and I really want to emphasize not to over-rotate here. Just focus on getting long. Good deep breaths. Try not to let that knee dive down toward the ground. Try to keep that shin vertical. Do your best with that. Here we go. Spidermans with rotation. So we're getting a little hip extension, with thoracic spine rotation. So there's your hip extension on the right side, thoracic spine rotation on the left side. Pay attention to Coach's mobility here. He's very mobile. So if you're not able to get as long of a stride, that's fine. Just go where your mobility takes you on this. Take your time. Don't rush through it. You could do it from a stationary position, or you can do it moving forward as Coach is doing. Eccentric Step Ups. Now, for this, you can use a bench, you can use an ottoman, you can use a stool. If you're going to use a chair, make sure it's a nice heavy chair, good and balanced. Standing at the top of whatever you're standing on, you're going to lower your body down to the ground with a 3 count. So Coach is going to go down, 2, 3, give us a touch, and then push right back up. Coach has taken us through the modified side plank reach through. Her arm is extended, her legs are stacked. She's reaching through with that top hand, and she's getting long at the top. What does this look like? We just did it about 5 minutes ago. I'll wait. That half kneeling T-spine rotation drill. Similar rotation here, we're just doing it from a plank position, a side plank position. Another version of your side plank reach through. This is from a regular side plank position. Coach has her arm extended again. We could have that forearm position, but notice how her joints are stacked. Her wrist is in line with her shoulder. And here we have Coach doing a weighted version. Her legs are stacked. She's got a line from her wrist to her elbow to her shoulder to her other shoulder to her other elbow and to her wrist. Very nice job, Coach. Moving on to a yoga push-up. You're going to get into your best push-up position. Go down, give us a push-up. Extend those arms and push those hips above your shoulders into a downward dog. Down and then push up, back into a downward dog. If you need a modification here, go from your knees into a push-up, back onto your toes into a downward dog. Coach Caitlin's taking us through the one-arm row. You're going to give us 10 each side. Now, we've talked about a couple different stances we could have here. Whatever you'd like to do for your one-arm row, just make sure you give us 10 repetitions on each side. We're doing 4 sets. On to good mornings. So good mornings fall into the category of the hinge family. So it looks like an RDL, but the weight is on your back. So there's a couple ways to do this. We can use a band and strap the band around our shoulders as if we're carrying a backpack, or we could use a kettlebell, place it behind us like Coach Roberto's doing here. There's another modification. We can hold the kettlebell at our chest and push our hips back from there. Either way works. We're doing 4 sets of 10 reps. Whatever weight you have, again, it doesn't have to be a kettlebell, it doesn't have to be a dumbbell. If you've got a light bar, you can put some weight on it. You can put whatever you want. You can use your toddler, you can use your niece, your nephew, your child, your pet, whatever you want. Hold it in position and push those hips back. Moving on to a single leg hip bridge. Now, Coach is doing this from a foot elevated position. You could very easily do this with your feet on the ground. Either way works. And we have band curls, grab your band, give us 15 of your best reps. Squeeze up, squeeze down, crank them out. If 15 reps aren't enough, you either need to grab lower on your band or you need a thicker band. Or you can go more repetitions. If 15 doesn't do it for you, do 20, or you can go for time. Coach Vince is taking us through the Pallof Press. You're going to stand sideways facing wherever your band is anchored. You're going to step out until you have some tremendous tension in your band. From there, you're going to press the band straight out in front of your chest. You're going to do that 10 repetitions on each side. Coach Vince is doing his left side here. If he were going to do his right side, he would just turn around and the band would be sideways to his right, if that makes sense. Starting off conditioning with the Ollie Shuffle. Some of us know this as a scissor hop. What I would recommend you do, if you have some tape or a rubber band or something, some kind of line, and just kind of hop over that line. Switch your feet by hopping over that line and just kind of count your reps there. Play a little game with yourself, how many reps you can get with each round. Shoulder touches, get into your best push-up position with your feet at least hip width apart. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Try not to let those hips swivel, okay? This isn't salsa class. Hold yourself accountable by putting a book or a clipboard or a water bottle on the back of your pelvis, and if it drops, owe yourself some type of penalty. Do that every single set. You're doing this for 30 seconds, not just 10 reps. Everybody loves wall sits. Said no one ever. Grab some wall, back to the wall, hip joint at least at the depth of your knee joint. Legs should be at least at 90 degrees, if not lower. Grab some weight, hold it for 30 seconds. Okay, moving on to kettlebell swings. Now, we're swinging for 30 seconds, a hard 30 seconds. So this should be difficult. This should elevate your heart rate. Now, if you can't do your kettlebell swing, you need to do a kettlebell deadlift. If you don't have a kettlebell to do deadlifts or swings with, please get into a bear crawl position and march it out for 30 seconds. Well, you made it to the end. Great job. Way to work. Way to finish out your week strong. Keep it going. Do me a favor, take a picture of you in your fun socks and send it to your coach.